Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Well, today we are doing three harder questions on estimation of the mean. We have already completed the theory on this, and I'm just attaching the link in the description box so you can just visit and you can get the help from there. And I would suggest you to go through it. Obviously, if you don't know the basics, it would be difficult for you to understand this. And also, it's better if you will pause and try to solve the questions on your own, and then you have to play the video and see the solution. It's a very good idea. So let me start with the question number 1, which says the table shows the height of the 50 boys of year 11. So if you see this one, you can see that height is between 160 to 165 and frequency is 2, which means that there are two boys that have their height in between 160 to 165. Similarly, for the next one, their height is given as that those students or those boys that have their height between 165 to 170 are 8 in number, and so on. So for such that we have a different formula to calculate the mean, and also this is known as estimation of mean, because clearly we don't know the exact values here, right? We know that there are two boys that have their height between 160 to 165, but what's their exact height, we are not aware of this, obviously, and that's why this is known as estimation of mean. For estimation of mean, the first thing we have to do is finding the midpoints, because that's the class given, the whole upper class, lower class, that whole thing is given. So we first have to calculate the midpoint, and then we can proceed for the solution. So first would be the midpoint. So I'm just calculating all the midpoints. 160 to 165, which is 162.5. From here I can clearly see that this is going to be my midpoint, but in case you don't know, the easiest way is we just have to add both the numbers for which we want to calculate the midpoint, and then we need to divide it by 2, which means here we have this 160 and 165. So I need to add them up and then divide by 2. This is how we calculate the midpoint. So that would be 160 plus 165 over 2, which is 162.5, and this is how we calculate midpoint. Similarly, we can calculate the midpoints of other rows. So 165 plus 170 over 2 will give me 167.5. And repeating the same, we can calculate the midpoints of each. So this will give me 172.5, this is 177.5, and this one is 182.5. Now, after we have calculated all the midpoints, the next column is for f into x. That means this frequency multiplied by the midpoint. So now we have to multiply, that means 162.5 times 2. That will give me 325. The next one would be 8 multiplied by 167.5, because we are calculating f times x, that is frequency times the midpoints of each row. This will give me 1340. Next is 12 times 172.5, which is 2070. Next one is 22 times 77.5, which is 3905. And last one is 6 times 182.5, which is 1095. Now we are done with this table, and now we have to calculate the midpoint, the mean, the estimation of mean, by using the formula which says sigma fx over sigma f. The sigma summation denotes the sum of all these values. That means sum of all f times x over sum of all f. That's you can say the meaning of this one. So sum of all f times x, that means all these f times x that we have calculated, I need to add them up. So which is 325 plus 1340 plus 2070 plus 3905 plus 1095 over, add all the frequency. Well, it's already given, it's a 50 boys, so we know that sum is 50. Frequency, the summation of frequency is 50. But even though that would be 2 plus 8 plus 12 plus 22 plus 6, which is 8735 over 50, that will give me 174.7, and that's your mean, estimated mean. Moving on to the question number 2. So question number 2 says, time taken by 25 horses to complete a race is given below, and the time is between 0 to 3. The frequency is 3, which means there are 3 horses that have completed their race in between 0 to 3 minutes. And similarly, we have the rest of the rows, and we have to calculate the estimated mean. So obviously, I have to find the midpoints, and midpoint formula is same. The two numbers for which we want to calculate midpoint, I need to add them up and divide by 2. That would give me 0 plus 3 by 2, which is 1.5. Similarly, 6 plus 3 by 2, 4.5. This is 7.5 and this is 10.5. Again, the same thing. Once we have the midpoint, the next column is for f times x, that is the frequency times midpoint. So 1.5 times 3 is 4.5. 7 times 4.5 is 31.5. Similarly, 12 times 7.5 is 90, and 10.5 times 3 is 31.5. Now the same formula, sigma fx over sigma f, that means I need to add all the f times x's. 4.5 plus 31.5 plus 90 plus 31.5 over 25. We already have the sum of frequencies, or 3 plus 7 plus 12 plus 3, which is 25. This is equals to 157.5 over 25, that is 6.3. And this is how we have calculated the estimated mean time. Now part B says the horses that took less than 6 minutes are given a badge. Work out the percentage of the horses that received the badge. So those that have taken lesser than 6 minutes, now see this table, I can clearly see that the less than 6, that means I'm talking, or they're talking about these ones. That is 7 plus 3, the 10 horses that have taken their time between 0 to 6, that means lesser than 6, to complete the race. So there are 7 plus 3, which is 10 horses. Out of how many horses are there? 25 horses. So over 25 times 100, that will give me 40%. So there are 40% of the horses that receive the badge. Part C says write down the model class interval. The model class interval is basically that class which has the highest frequency. If you see this table, I can clearly see the highest frequency is 12, and this corresponding class is your basically model class. That is from 6 to 9. Question number 3. The table shows the distance traveled in kilometers by marathon runners in 2 hours. The distance is given from 0 to 6, 6 to 12, and so on. And the frequency is 20, 30, and there's one thing which is x here. That means this is the missing thing that we have to calculate. So for that, they have already given that the estimated mean is 8.8125, and we have to calculate this missing frequency. So don't get confused, don't get panic. It's very easy. You know the formula. Just go with the flow and apply everything in your formula. Formula says, or the method says, calculate the midpoint. So I'm just doing the same thing. I teach, right? And I teach many students. I run batches. I have like many students in batch, and I have given this question. Let me be honest, about 98% of the student, I'm not talking about this year's student, last year, last to last year. So if I calculate the percentage, 98% of the students couldn't understand this question. And even I'm talking about very good students, they also get stuck in this. I mean, they got stuck in that. So this is the reason that I have included this type of question, because it's very easy. And that's the reason that I'm making these videos, that the students, they are very good, they know everything, but still they lose their marks because they think that, okay, this is a very new question, how to approach that. So that's why we are doing all the types of questions, all P and C's, so that when you have those questions or that kind of questions in your exam, you'll be able to approach it. So coming back to this question, we are doing the same thing, finding the midpoint. So midpoint is same 0 plus 6 by 2, which is 3. Here, the next one would be 9, the next one would be 15 and 21. Same again, the next column will be f times x. So multiplying all the frequencies and the corresponding midpoint, 20 times 3, 60, 9 times 32, 70, 15 times x is 15x, and 21 times 4 is 84. Same, applying the formula, which is sigma fx over sigma f, sum of all fx's and sum of all f. And that is equals to your estimated mean. So 60 plus 270 plus 15x plus 84 over sigma x, 20 plus 30 plus x plus 4 equals 8.8125. So add these only, this is basic simple algebra. Add these numbers together, you'll get 60 plus 270 plus 84, which is 414 plus 15x. This one is 54 plus x equals 8.8125. Algebra is very important. So if you're still struggling with the algebra, you have to do the practice, and I'm going to do the sheets on that as well. Here, you just have to do the cross multiplication. Or I can say simply, because the first thing is I have to remove the denominator. So I'll be multiplying both the sides by 54 plus x. That would give me 414 plus 15x is equals to 8.8125 times 54 plus x. Now, 414 plus 15x and multiplying 8.8125 times 54 will give me 475.875 plus 8.8125x. So now I'm just bringing all the like terms on one side, another type of like terms on another side. So that's the reason I'm bringing this x onto the left side. I'm transposing basically and bringing this onto the right hand side. So 15x minus 8.8125x will give me 6.1875x. And 475.875 minus 414 will give me 61.875. So x is equals to 61.875 over 6.1875, which clearly gives me 10. So this missing frequency is 10 basically. Now we have this question number 4, which is actually correlating the histograms and the mean, and also here where you have to complete the entire table. Well, these questions I'm gonna upload on Patreon, so you can take the subscription for it, like it's very minimal cost, and I'll be uploading much more harder questions there, so it will really gonna help you. And here on YouTube I'm already uploading the free videos. And if also you're looking for live online classes, then you can just email us at edexcel@gmail.com, and me and my tutors teach. I do have the UK qualified tutors and university students as well. They are highly experienced and the classes are very affordable. So even if you will enroll, you will get the subscription for the material as well. And also we provide the custom sheets also, like say for example all the self-paced videos, or you can join our Patreon as well. So these, like those are students, those who don't really like to have live online classes, or they think that okay, we don't have they don't want to be bounded by the time. So in that case, we do have the sheets, and also I told you the self-paced videos also. So for all of that, all you need to do is just email us at edexacademy@gmail.com. And also if you're looking for these free worksheets, visit our website, which is www.edexacademy.com. So that's it for today. Bye everyone. Take care.